Okay, so the live feed is kicking for that, right? Nope. This is okay. So this is okay. Hold on. Customized. Mm-hmm. Hmm. So you gonna do this shit, get this shit right, huh? Put that out. Mm. Oh, I just got to update. All right, so that's come off. So at least now we're up to that. Go home. Now show live there. Okay. Can we hear that clarity? So at least now we're up. Okay. So we can actually hear that clarity then. Can we hear that clarity? So at least now we're up. Okay. So we can actually hear that clarity then. Clarity? So at least now we're up. We can actually hear that clarity. Yeah. I could use for that. Yeah, we don't want no sound here, so we can do this.
YouTube knowledge system. And I could combine these or I could keep them separate and I can just keep building more knowledge systems and plug them all into other AI agents that I need to have this context. It's just super cool. So Andre Karpathy just released this little post about LLM knowledge bases and explaining what he's been doing with them. And in just a matter of a few days, it got a ton of traction. So let's do a quick breakdown and then I'm going to show you guys how you can get this set up in basically 5. Long live, have catch up. These are like daily, weekly, monthly functions that can run indefinitely. Of course, with both of these though, the terminal or the app has to be open, and this one is only currently available in the desktop app. But I can imagine how fast a job By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly search through everything.
What is an AI pen test? Well, this is the latest buzz in the security world. In 60 seconds, I'll attempt to explain how it all works. Essentially, an AI pen test uses AI individual.
Here, and I said, don't read from the wiki unless you actually need it. Here are some things that you might do that you don't. You're basically turning a skill to a schedule. You notice the pattern, you identify the trigger, you map it to a routine, then you start to have cadence. And I'm going to talk about this in a few more slides, so just give me a sec. But there's other things that you can start to do here as well. You can start to visualize your system. So if I open up Obsidian real quick, you guys remember how I talked about putting all of my YouTube transcripts into my AIOS, so it can answer questions about them and it knows what tools I've used and what videos I've made and all that kind of stuff. This is me just visualizing all of the markdown files, all of my transcripts. And I've used sort of like this Karpathy LLM wiki idea to be able to visualize this and to be able to see connections between every video, every tool, how they're referenced, how they relate to each other. And it's really, really cool for me to be able to visualize it. Now, Obsidian giving me this visual layer doesn't change anything fundamentally about how my AIOS actually uses the data and is able to look at it and talk to it and edit it. But sometimes it is nice to be able to have that visual layer on top of it. So if you guys are interested in figuring out how you can turn all of your business context, all of your meeting transcripts, all of your YouTube video transcripts into a visual thing like this using the LLM Wiki, then I'm going to head into a video right here where I explain exactly how to set this up. If you're not interested, just skip past this part of the video. But if you are, go ahead and give it a watch.
Yeah,
what you're looking at right here is 36 of my most recent YouTube videos organized into an actual knowledge system that makes sense. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can set this up in 5 minutes. It's super, super easy. You can see here how we have these different nodes and different patterns emerging. And as we zoom in, we can see what each of these little dots represents. So for example, this is one of my videos, $10,000 agentic workflows. We can see it's got some tags, it's got the video link, it's got the raw file, and it gives an explanation of what this video is about and what the takeaways are. And the coolest part is I can follow the backlinks to get where I want. There's a backlink for the WAT framework. There's a backlink for Claude Code. There's a backlink for all these different tools I mentioned, like Perplexity, Visual Studio Code, Nano Banana, and N8N. It also has techniques like the WAT framework, or bypass permissions mode, or human review checkpoint. So as this continues to fill up, we can start to see patterns and relationships between every tool or every skill or every MCP server that I might have talked about in a YouTube video, and I can just query it in a really efficient way now that we have this actual system set up. And the crazy part is I said, hey, Claude Code, go grab the transcripts from my recent videos and organize everything. I literally didn't have to do any manual relationship building here. It just figured it all out on its own. And then right here, I have a much smaller one, but this is more of my personal brain. So this is stuff going on in my personal life. This is stuff going on with, Up at AI or my YouTube channel or my different businesses and my employees and our Q2 initiatives and things like that. This is more of my own second brain. So I've got one second brain here, and then I've got one basically YouTube knowledge system. And I could combine these or I could keep them separate, and I can just keep building more knowledge systems and plug them all into other AI agents that I need to have this context. It's just super cool. So Andrej Karpathy just released this little post about LLM knowledge bases and explain more these groups of ops, comms, data, and planning. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to grab a piece of paper or a Google Doc or come into an Excalibur or a Miro board or whatever you want to do and just kind of layer out these 7 things. We've got revenue, customer, calendar, comms, tasks, meetings, and knowledge. And the Claude Code template I'm going to give you guys is trained on these 7 things. But before we get into that, I think it's really important to just kind of sketch this out on paper. Do it in your head first before you jump in.
Like the Karpathy LLM wiki thing. Yeah.
You. Just you.
It's all about skills now. Like taking a skill, basing it, and modifying it yourself.
If you're using AI here to do research, then you definitely need to check out this video. Because in this video, we're going to take the idea that Andrej Karpathy has wrote on LLM Wiki and turn that into an automation workflow where we can be able to take any data sources that we have, YouTube, Gmail, Slack, whatever data source that we have, and convert them into a raw folder, and following what Andrew Parfit wrote on converting the raw folder here into a wiki folder, or we can use AI here to do research. We're going to do this entire process here in the workflow that can done automatically on the schedule. And after that's done, you can see after we have our wiki, we can have our large language model here to query those information, or even better, we can be able to view all those information here inside our Obsidian, where we have a raw folder and also our wiki folder. And this is all done using a single skill that I created, which is called Wiki, which wraps everything that Karpathy has mentioned into a single skill and help us to build this entire automations. And that's why in this video, I'm going to walk you through the entire tutorial on how you can set this up on your local machine for the skill, and eventually how we can be able to trigger the workflows and be able to see the real data here coming in into your Obsidian and be able to view the entire data. So with that being said, if that sounds interesting, let's get into the video. Now, before we continue, I recently launched our Skool community where I help you to master AI agents, automations, and so much more. And that's all coming from someone who used to work as a senior AI software engineer at companies like Amazon and Microsoft. And in this community, you're gonna get over 100 plus video materials like templates and workflows that I personally built and sold over 100 plus times. On top of that, you're also gonna get access to our weekly live calls. And just to give you an idea, this week, we're actually running a Claude Code Masterclass where we're gonna dive into how to improve Claude Code's accuracy, and we're gonna use it to building applications. Plus, you're also going to get full community supports where you're going to get a chance to ask questions and get direct answers back. So if you're ready to level up, make sure to jump right in and I'll see you in the community. All right, so to get started, here you can see we have a YT research folder. And this folder you can see is an empty folder here. It has nothing, no raw folder, no wiki folder yet. We're just going to build this everything from scratch. So the only thing that I have here is the skill called Wiki, which I'll make sure to put this Wiki skill inside of the description below so that you can download it and use it inside of your project. And the other thing that I have in this repository here you can see is the git ignore, which I have already set up the git tracking for this project, which you can see here. And the reason why I want to set up a git repository here is because we want to keep track of the past changes. So here you can see if I were to click on this, I can see the past commits, the past changes that we made on this notebook or this project. And if I want to revert back to specific changes, I can do so. So if you're interested for me to make a full dedicated Git video tutorial, then you can comment down below, like this video, and I'll make sure to plan that in the near future.
Second brain shit.
It saves me. I've been building my second brain with code for the last 3 months.
Oh, that shit's doing it. Obsidian, that's all you're hearing. I gotta like kind of tap into this Obsidian situation.
Here's how developers at Perplexity
Because I get the
and
feeling that
NVIDIA
Obsidian
are
is going to be
prompting
something that I
AI
end up
10 times
using.
faster. You're prompting Cursor over 100 times a day, but typing detailed context takes forever. So you send lazy prompts and you get mediocre results. I've been there and it's not fun. Let me show you how I changed my entire dev workflow. I use Whisperflow to dictate full prompts with complete context. I describe what I need in plain English, and Flow formats it with proper casing, file paths, and function names. Everything I know you hate typing. Instead of typing out file names, I can just reference them by voice. Watch this. Fix the authentication bug in authcheck.ts and update the error handling in userservice.ts to match. Just like that, it tags the file automatically. It works wherever you code. And the difference in AI output quality is massive because it's so much easier to give Flow more context. It gets it right on the first prompt, while others need 3 or 4 exchanges just to get the same result. Level up your vibe coding. Get Whisperflow and build 4 times faster with AI that actually understands you.
They're not talking about shit. Let's go. Anthropic closes 30 billion round at 900. It's pretty good. It's pretty good if I might say so myself. All right, hold on, y'all. Like, I'm still doing setups, y'all. Like, literally still doing setups. So, like, I'm sending. I gotta airdrop that joint myself. My bad, y'all. Like, I'm in the middle of working on just perfecting this workflow. That's all. That's it. Just perfecting this workflow. Nothing crazy. Oh, I about to say that joint don't even be on. It do be on. Pay attention. Got to pay attention. All right, so if I do that, boom, bring that up. Wham. So what if I wanted it as a window on there? So you go here, Allow full access. What are you doing? Oh, you know what I can do? You just copy the link like this. I'm getting it down. I'm getting it down to a science. I'm getting it down to a science. All right, so I can leave that up. Actually, make this one wider, like that. Instagram doesn't really need to be too wide. And then actually could put LinkedIn right there. Why is it doing it like that? I want to do story. I was setting it up as a reel. So I'm like, what the hell is it doing? I need that. Yeah, set that down like that. Here comes my stalker.
Father, I am hungry.